can't see anything, can you? Cool. Right, if you turn her over for me, please, sir. Okay, so here we are, we're out in the first drive in the 1979 Porsche 911 SC Targa with Stuart, the owner, and he is going to tell us about how this particular vehicle drives. So, ready when you are, sir.
So, yeah, so in the 911 SC, this particular model is the Targa, automatic. So it has 3 gears, has a launch drive and almost an overdrive for the motorway. I've had the gearbox overhauled and reconstructed to basically get the best performance out of a Sportomatic via Par that's based in Gatwick. They're a Porsche specialist. They're also race Porsches, and the owner John did drive my car as a Sportomatic, and seeing he'd been in Porsche for 50 years, he'd never driven one, and said it was an experience as an automatic car. It's quite weird to drive with no clutch and having to change gear. Performance is 90% of what you have in a manual, but it does shift and it is fun, and does well as it's an air-cooled engine. So needs restoration, the interior, the outside is fine, and mechanically is perfect as far as I'm concerned. And from the videos you'll see there is no rot or rust, maybe a little bit of surface rust, but that's it. Other than that, it's been a 10-year joy to drive, effectively. But it's time to let go and let somebody else enjoy it.
Cool. Perfect. How would you say like the suspension is just driving down the road in bits and pieces?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big lad. I'm 6'4". I weigh in at 19 stone, so it's comfortable. The seats are comfortable. The suspension's good. I have had that suspension lowered. It has got sport suspension, so it's stiffer. And the reason we fitted, or I fitted, sport suspension was purely because the old suspension had it. So I thought I might as well upgrade while I'm doing it. I upgraded all the discs, also new pads, and rebuilt all the calipers. When I say that would have been Par and another company here locally called RS Automotive that also do specialist Porsches. So the drive's, as I said, comfortable. The brakes are rock solid in the sense that they work, and the suspension's great. It is slightly lowered, but it's each individual's taste. It can be adjusted back to its original height, and also it comes with the original cookie cutters. At the moment, it's got replica foosh on there, as you can see by the videos and the photographs. But the original wheels do come in, and the steering wheel also, being 6'4", the original steering wheel was slightly too big for me, so I just changed it to a Momo that's very comfortable to drive. There's no power steering, of course, but once you're moving, is, as you can see, extremely light and enjoyable to drive.
Cool, perfect. Thank you for that, sir. And for those with really good hearing may notice that the car is louder than standard. Could you fill us in and tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you've gathered, it's very loud, and it's not because it has a hole in the exhaust. I wanted to change the exhaust to stainless steel throughout, just because longevity. Ended up being persuaded to different to first and second in a manual, but of course it's no clutch. One thing to note for potential buyers: do not rest your hand on the gearbox. There's a sensor, and it will